Peppa Pig, Peppa and the Flying Vet. Peppa has brought Goldie the fish to the vet for a checkup. "You've got a healthy fish, Peppa," says Dr. Hamster. "Thank you," says Peppa. Suddenly, Dr. Hamster's telephone rings. It is Mr. Elephant. "Hello, Dr. Hamster," he says. "We found a sick lizard in the mountains." It's a gecko, not a lizard," adds Edmund Elephant. "I'll be right there," says Dr. Hamster. Dr. Hamster springs into action. "Can we come too?" asks Peppa. "Of course," replies the vet. "All aboard the aeroplane." "I didn't know you had an aeroplane, Dr. Hamster," says Mammy Pig. "Oh yes," replies Dr. Hamster proudly. "I'm the flying vet." Mr. Elephant spots the aeroplane in the sky. "Thank goodness," he exclaims. "The vet is here." When Dr. Hamster lands, she calls, "Where's the sick lizard?" "This poor lizard is upside down," says Dr. Hamster, flipping it over. "There, he's all better." Then Dr. Hamster's mobile phone rings. "This must be another emergency," she says, answering the call. "Hello, Grandpa Pig here," says Grandpa Pig. "It's Polly, she's sick." "I'll be right there," promises Dr. Hamster. So Peppa, George and Mammy Pig jump back into the aeroplane. "Look, Polly, it's the flying vet," cries Grandpa Pig when he sees the airplane. "We're going into the sea," cries Peppa. "This is a seaplane, Peppa," says Dr. Hamster. "We can land on the water." "Polly has been ill since we got on board," explains Grandpa Pig. "She must be seasick," says Dr. Hamster. And when Grandpa Pig puts Polly on dry land, she soon feels much better. Dr. Hamster's mobile phone rings again. It is Daddy Pig in his office. "There are some ducklings stuck on our roof," says Daddy Pig. "You're just in time," says Daddy Pig. "Mrs. Duck laid her eggs on our roof," says Mrs. Cat.
Meow.
"And they hatched," adds Mr. Rabbit. "But the ducklings don't know the way to the pond." "Who can make a quacking noise?" asks Dr. Hamster. "Quack, quack," says Peppa, and the ducklings follow her back to the pond. Dr. Hamster's phone rings for a fourth time. "Is it another emergency?" asks Peppa hopefully. "Yes, that was Mr. Hamster," says Dr. Hamster. "I'm late for tea. Must fly." "Thanks for your help," everyone cries, waving her off in her airplane. "No problem," Dr. Hamster calls. "It's all in a day's work for the flying vet." The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa's Sandpit. Peppa and her friends are playing in the sandpit. "This sandpit is our desert island," decides Peppa. "We will live here forever." "If we are going to live here forever, I want it to be nice," says Susie Sheep. "The desert island just needs some houses," says Peppa. "And roads," barks Danny Dog. And shops, says Susie Sheep.
Dinosaur,
Shout George and Richard. Yes, snorts Peppa. The desert island can have dinosaurs too. Emily Elephant looks at the desert island. She thinks that it needs trees.
wow,
Where are we going to get trees from? asks Susie. Danny Dog has an idea. We have to drive big trucks around the world and look for trees. The dinosaurs guard the desert island while the others go to find some trees. Hello, Mummy Rabbit, says Danny. Have you got any spare trees? Mummy Rabbit picks up some sticks. There you go. Peppa and her friends drive their trucks back around the world.
wow,
They plant the trees. There, says Peppa. We will live here forever. Candy Cat and Zoe Zebra come to see the desert island. It would be really good if it had a lake,
meow,
says Candy. Danny digs a lake. Now it needs some water. The children pretend to fly around the world looking for water. Pedro Pony is playing on the roundabout. I know where there is pretend snow, he says. We can melt it to get pretend water.
wow,
This is a pretend mountain, shouts Pedro. Pedro climbs to the top of the mountain, but there is no snow up there. It has melted in the sun. Can we pretend it hasn't melted? says Susie. No, neighs Pedro. It has melted good and proper. Candy spots Daddy Pig. He is drinking from the water fountain. Can we have some water in our bucket, please? asks Peppa. Oh, snorts Daddy Pig. Of course. The children fly back to the desert island. Peppa fills up the lake. We've got water, giggles Peppa. Freddy Fox arrives. The desert island is nearly ready. If only it had some flags, sighs Zoe. Mr. Fox takes a look in his van. He has got everything in his van.
wow,
How about these? He grins. Now the desert island is perfect. It has trees, roads, shops, dinosaurs, flags, and a real lake. We can live here forever and ever, cheers Peppa. The end. Daddy Pig loses his glasses. First words with Peppa Pig, level 4. Meet Peppa, George, Mummy Pig, and Daddy Pig. Learn always, around, been, found, off, or, read, those, which, work, your. Read, bathroom, glasses, newspaper. Daddy Pig has glasses. He must put his glasses on, or he cannot see. If Daddy Pig does not put on his glasses, he cannot read. Daddy Pig has lost his glasses. He needs his glasses to read and to do his work. You always take off your glasses and then you cannot find them, Daddy, says Peppa. You will be sad until you have found those glasses, says Mummy Pig. I am always sadder without my glasses, said Daddy Pig. I need them to read and to do my work. Daddy Pig did not know where he took off his glasses. Which room have you been in? Asked Mummy Pig. Have you been here, Daddy? Asked Peppa. I do not know which rooms I have been in, said Daddy Pig. We will look all around until we have found which room you left those glasses in, said Peppa. It might be hard work. Daddy Pig takes off those glasses in lots of rooms, said Mummy Pig. Peppa and George went to look around. Peppa looked under the newspaper, but the glasses were not there. I have not found your glasses yet, said Peppa. George had a look around too. This was not the room in which Daddy Pig had left his glasses. I might have been in the bathroom, said Daddy Pig. Daddy always takes off his glasses in the bathroom, said Peppa. But she did not find Daddy's glasses in the bathroom. He had not been there. George looked around the bathroom too. That was not where Daddy Pig took off his glasses. Looking for the glasses was hard work. We have looked around all of the rooms. We have not found your glasses. You did not take off your glasses here or in the bathroom, said Peppa. I do not know which room I left those glasses in. Now I cannot read or work, said Daddy Pig. If I walk around with no glasses, I always bump into things, said Daddy Pig. He got up. Daddy, I have found your glasses. You took them off and then you sat on them, said Peppa. Thank you for all your hard work looking around, said Daddy Pig. You must not take off those glasses ever again, said Mummy Pig. The end. First words with Peppa Pig. Level 4. The very hot day. Meet Peppa, George, Daddy Pig, Mummy Pig, and Miss Rabbit. Learn because, before, by, cold, fast, gave, right, these, use, very, would. Read. Hot day, ice cream, swimming costume, whale, paddling pool, dinosaur lollipop. It was a very hot day. Peppa and George went to play in the garden because it was so hot. You can use all the swimming costumes. You will not get cold, said Mummy Pig. Daddy Pig got the paddling pool. Would you like to use the paddling pool because it is so hot? Said Daddy Pig.
Yes, please. Fast,
said George. Before they got in, Daddy Pig had to put air in. I will use the pump as fast as I can, George, said Daddy Pig. Before they got in, they had to use the hose to fill it up. Mummy Pig gave Peppa the hose.
We can use this to fill the paddling pool right to the top,
said Peppa. Peppa filled the paddling pool with very cold water. It is filling up very fast, said Daddy Pig.
I think it will be too cold,
said Peppa. The paddling pool was not too cold. It was just right.
I am still very hot,
said Peppa.
I wish I could be cold.
would you like to buy an ice cream to eat before lunch? Said Mummy Pig. We can buy one because it is so hot, said Daddy Pig.
You are right, Daddy. An ice cream will be very cold,
said Peppa. Peppa went to buy an ice cream from Miss Rabbit.
We would like to buy an ice cream, said Peppa. Would you like to buy one of these?
asked Miss Rabbit.
Yes, please,
said Peppa. Miss Rabbit gave Peppa an ice cream.
These ice creams are very cold,
said Peppa.
Would you like to buy one of these dinosaur
lollipops? said Miss Rabbit.
Dinosaur,
said George. Miss Rabbit gave George a dinosaur lollipop. You must eat it very fast, because it will not be cold for very long, said Mummy Pig.
Thank you,
said George. George liked his dinosaur lollipop a lot. Eat the lollipop before it melts, George. It will not be cold for very long, said Mummy Pig. Mummy Pig was right. George's dinosaur lollipop did not keep cold. It melted because it was so hot. George felt very sad. He began to wail because he did not have a lollipop.
Don't wail, George. Mummy can put it right,
said Peppa. I will buy you one of these ice creams, but you must eat it before it melts, said Mummy Pig. Mummy Pig gave George an ice cream.
Hooray!
George ate the ice cream very fast. The end. First words with Peppa Pig. Level 4. Bedtime Story. Meet Peppa, George, Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig. Learn. Both, does, first, sing, sit, sleep, tell, there, upon, wash, why, wish, write, read, dinosaur, clock that tells the time, diary, castle, bedtime story, Peppa as a princess. It was bedtime. First, Peppa and George both had a wash and brushed their teeth. Then they lay upon their beds. I can sing you both a song, or tell you both a story first. Then you can go to sleep, said Daddy Pig.
Tell us both a story first, please,
said Peppa.
I wish Daddy would tell us a story with a princess in it,
said Peppa.
Dinosaur,
said George.
Why does the story need a dinosaur?
asked Peppa. Well, why not? said Daddy Pig. I will do my best to tell you a story with both of them, if you wish. Once upon a time, said Daddy Pig. Sit down first, Daddy, said Mummy Pig. She got a chair for Daddy Pig to sit on. Now you can tell them their story, Daddy, said Mummy Pig. Once upon a time, said Daddy Pig.
Dinosaur,
said George.
George,
said Peppa. Daddy Pig began to tell the story again. Once upon a time, there was a princess. Every day, she had to sit and sing or just look out at the sun. She did not have fun.
At the end of every day, the princess liked to sit down and write in her diary.
Wow.
"Why can I not have some fun?" said the princess. The princess had to write something in her diary every day. "I wish that just one fun thing could happen," said the princess. "Dinosaur," said George. "Yes, the story does have a dinosaur," said Daddy Pig. "Why does it need a dinosaur?" said Peppa. "Wait and see what the dinosaur does," said Daddy Pig. Once upon a time, a dinosaur came to the castle.
Wow.
"At last I can write the story of the dinosaur in my diary," said the princess. The princess got her diary to write in. "What a fun day. I liked it better than when I just sing or look out the sun," said the princess. Then the princess wanted to go to sleep. First, the princess had a wash and brushed her teeth. Then she lay upon the bed and went to sleep. Peppa and George both went to sleep in their beds too. "What a good story, Daddy. You could write a book," says Mummy Pig. "Yes, it would be a good book to write," said Daddy Pig. The end. Peppa Pig, Miss Rabbit's Day Off. Peppa, George and Susie Sheep have had a sleepover at Rebecca Rabbit's house. "It's fun having carrots for breakfast," laughs Peppa. "I could eat carrots all day," agrees Daddy Rabbit. Mummy Rabbit's sister, Miss Rabbit, pops in to say hello. "I can't stop long," she says. "I've got lots of work to do. I'm working at the supermarket, selling ice creams and driving the bus."
Wow.
Miss Rabbit trips over one of Richard's toys.
Ouch.
Her ankle is hurt. "Oh no!" "You must stay here and get better," decides Miss Rabbit. "I'll do your work for you." Mummy Rabbit puts Rebecca and her friends in charge of looking after Miss Rabbit. Luckily, Susie Sheep has her nurse's outfit with her. "Don't worry," she says. "I am only a pretend nurse." Mummy Rabbit goes straight to the supermarket. "Miss Rabbit is ill," she tells everyone. "I'll be doing her job today." "Have you ever worked a checkout before?" asks Mrs. Dog. Mummy Rabbit has not. Running a supermarket checkout is quite hard. Miss Rabbit calls home. "We need more help," she cries. "This job is going to take me all day." Peppa phones Miss Rabbit's ice cream stall. Daddy Pig answers. "Miss Rabbit is ill. You've got to sell the ice cream today." "Oh," snorts Daddy Pig. "I'm an expert at ice cream." He gets to work. Selling ice cream is quite hard. Soon the ice cream begins to melt. "Oh no!" The ice cream is all runny. "Ice cream soup, anyone?" asks Daddy Pig. Peppa phones Grandad Dog. "Miss Rabbit is very ill. Can you drive her bus today?" Grandad Dog gets to work, but driving a bus is quite hard. It is even harder when you have cars to fix too. "Oh no!" Back at Rebecca Rabbit's house, Miss Rabbit is feeling better.
Hooray!
Can I get up now?
She asks. Susie Sheep shakes her head.
No. You must lie very still, but please keep breathing.
It's not easy doing all your jobs, says Mummy Rabbit at the end of the day. It's not easy sitting down all day, says Miss Rabbit. She will definitely be back at work tomorrow. The end. Peppa Pig Garden Games. It is a lovely sunny day. Peppa and George are playing outside with Susie Sheep. Daddy Pig brings out a large box. It is full of garden games. Here you are, he says. Susie looks inside the box. She pulls out 3 wooden sticks.
Wow!
Juggle sticks, she cries. Watch me juggle.
Susie throws the sticks up into the air. They all land on the grass. Those aren't juggling sticks, laughs Daddy Pig. They are Skittles. Daddy Pig stands the Skittles up. Peppa throws a ball and tries to knock the Skittles down.
Hooray, shouts Peppa. I got 2.
Hooray!
Now it's Susie's turn.
This game is very hard, warns Peppa. You probably won't be able to do it.
Susie throws the ball. She knocks over all the Skittles.
Wow!
Oh,
Says Peppa. George is too little for Skittles. He wants to play bat and ball instead. Peppa can throw the ball, says Daddy Pig, and George has to bat it. George hits the ball. Susie catches it. Oh dear, George is out.
Oh no!
Poor George. He is too little for bat and ball. You just need a bit more practice, says Daddy Pig. Watch me. Daddy Pig bats the ball hard. Oops! It has gone all the way into the house. Mummy Pig is having a coffee in the kitchen. She is very surprised to see Daddy Pig. Can we have our ball back, please? He asks. Yes, says Mummy Pig, but please play more carefully in the future. Danny Dog comes to play in the garden too. Daddy Pig decides to start a new game. He gets 2 bars and a yellow pole out of the box.
What's that?
Says Peppa. Limbo, replies Daddy Pig.
Wow!
He turns on some music, leans backwards, then walks underneath the pole. Daddy Pig makes the pole lower, but this time he can't walk underneath it.
Your tummy is too big,
Giggles Peppa.
My turn,
Says Danny. Danny, Peppa, Susie and George all walk under the pole. Now we'll make the pole even lower, says Daddy Pig.
Easy,
Giggles Peppa. But this time, when Peppa tries, the pole falls down.
It's impossible, she decides. Nobody can walk under that.
The pole is very, very low, says George. He wants to have a go.
Wow,
Shouts Danny.
George can do it.
George is the best at limbo because he is so little. Well done, George. The end. Peppa Pig, the fancy dress party. Peppa and George are having a fancy dress party. All their friends are invited. Peppa is dressed as a fairy princess and George is a dinosaur. All the guests are arriving. Rebecca Rabbit is dressed as a carrot and Susie Sheep has come as a nurse. "Hello, Susie," says Daddy Pig. "Have you just come from the hospital?" "I'm not a real nurse," says Susie Sheep. "It's just pretend." "Hello, Susie," says Peppa. "I'm Princess Peppa. You must bow when you speak to me." Susie Sheep bows. "Woof, woof. I'm a pirate. Shiver me timbers," says Danny Dog. "I'm a clown," says Pedro, tooting his horn. "Rebecca, why are you dressed as a carrot?" Danny asks. "Because I like carrots," says Rebecca. George does his best dinosaur roar and scares everybody. Peppa is playing by herself. She pretends the mirror is magic. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" "You are, Peppa," she giggles. It's time to judge the fancy dress competition. As it's Peppa's party, says Daddy Pig, she can be the judge and decide who has the best costume. The guests show off their outfits. "I'm a pirate, shiver me timbers," says Danny Dog. "I'm a nurse who makes people better," says Susie Sheep. Candy Cat waves her wand at Peppa. "I'm a witch and I can turn you into a frog," she says.
Meow.
"Well, I'm a fairy princess and I can turn you into a frog," cries Peppa. It is time to announce the winner. "Everyone's costume is very good," says Peppa, "but the winner is me." "Peppa, you can't pick yourself. You're the judge," whispers Mummy Pig. "Oh, can't I?" asks Peppa. "You have to pick another winner," Mummy Pig says quietly. "Okay, the carrot wins," says Peppa. "Hooray! Rebecca Rabbit has won the fancy dress competition." "Thank you," Rebecca says. Peppa loves fancy dress parties. Everyone loves fancy dress parties. The end. Peppa's best birthday party. It was Mandy Mouse's birthday, and she was having her party at Cheese World.
Wow.
"What is Cheese World, Mandy?" asked Peppa. "It's the most fun place ever," replied Mandy. "There's a cheese river and a cheese mountain, and best of all, there's a cheese castle." "Wow!" everyone gasped. When they arrived for the party, Mummy Mouse took Mandy and her friends to a huge cheese-shaped arch. "Welcome to Cheese World," announced Miss Rabbit. "Have any of you been here before?" "I have," cried Mandy. "It's amazing."
Wow.
"Oh, hello, Mandy," said Miss Rabbit. "Nice to see you again." Everyone followed Miss Rabbit past some cheese trees and cheese bushes. "So," said Miss Rabbit, "everything at Cheese World is about cheese," cheered Mandy.
That's right, said Miss Rabbit. And we'll start by sailing on the river of cheese. Mandy cheered again. When they got to the cheese river, 2 little cheese boats were waiting. All aboard, called Mandy. And hold tight, added Miss Rabbit, as the boats bobbed along. Miss Rabbit, said Peppa, are these boats made of real cheese? No, Peppa, replied Miss Rabbit. They are made from pretend cheese. Oh, said Peppa. We are now entering Cheese Mountain, said Miss Rabbit as they sailed inside a cave. Is it made of real cheese? Asked Peppa. No, replied Miss Rabbit. But this is what it would be like to sail through a cheese mountain.
Wow!
Ooh! Cried Mandy and her friends. If cheese mountains existed, finished Miss Rabbit. After the boat ride, Mr. Rabbit showed the group his cheese aeroplane ride. Mandy explained what to do. If you pull the lever, the plane goes up, she said. And if you push the lever, the plane goes down. Once the children were safely in their airplanes, Mr. Rabbit started the ride. Up, up and away, he cried. This is brilliant, said Molly Mole. Look, there's a sun made of cheese, Mandy called. And the clouds are cottage cheese, gasped Susie. I can see the whole world, said Peppa. It's all cheese. Was that fun? Asked Mummy Mouse once the children finished flying. Yes! Everyone cheered happily. I told you Cheese World is the most fun place ever, cried Mandy. Next, it was time to visit the Castle of Cheese. Hello, Mandy, said Grampy Rabbit when they arrived at the entrance. Have you told your friends about my castle of cheese? I told them it was the best bit, said Mandy. It is, said Grampy Rabbit. It's where we get to smell real cheese. No pretend cheese here. Once they were inside, Grampy Rabbit said, Let's start by smelling a mild cheese. Molly and Pedro Pony both took a good sniff. Said Molly. This smells nice. I like it too, said Pedro. Grampy Rabbit sniffed the cheese, but he didn't think it had any smell at all. Now for something a little bit stronger, said Grampy Rabbit, taking the cover off a second piece of cheese. He took a big sniff. That's more like it, he said. A stinky one. Pedro sniffed the cheese. He cried. It smells like my daddy's socks. And now, said Grampy Rabbit, it's time for the strongest cheese in the whole world. Grampy Rabbit carefully lifted the cover off the third cheese and took a huge sniff. Now that's what I call cheese, he said. Next it was Mandy's turn to smell the super strong cheese. It's the nicest smell I've ever smelled, she said. You love smelling cheese, don't you, Mandy? Said Mummy Mouse. Yes, cried Mandy, but I love eating it even more. Funny you should say that, said Mummy Mouse. Mummy Mouse brought out a cake covered in candles. Wow! It's birthday cake time, she said. Cheesecake, gasped Mandy. My favourite. Hooray! Everyone cheered. This is the best birthday ever, cried Mandy. And this is the best birthday party ever, said Peppa. Happy birthday, Mandy.
The end. Peppa's Pizza Party. It is lunchtime at Peppa's house.
Can we make pizzas?
Peppa asks. George loves pizza. So do Mummy and Daddy Pig. Peppa is excited to start. But first, everyone must wash their hands. They use soap and water to get all clean. When they are done washing, they gather ingredients. To make our pizzas, says Daddy Pig, we need flour, tomato, chimes in Mummy Pig, cheese, continues Daddy Pig, and toppings. But wait, there's something missing.
George likes pineapple on his pizza,
Peppa says. Pineapple? Daddy Pig repeats. On pizza? I think that's against the law. Peppa laughs. Daddy Pig is being silly. It is not against the law to put pineapple on pizza. Mummy Pig sprinkles a little flour on the table so that the dough doesn't stick. Then, with their clean hands, Peppa and George knead the dough. Bam, bam, bam!
I am big and strong,
Peppa says.
and George is big and strong too.
Next, they make the dough into 4 balls. These will become 4 pizza pies. Mummy Pig rolls the dough balls flat with her rolling pin.
Oh,
Says Peppa.
they look like pizzas now.
Mummy and Daddy Pig make a sauce with the tomatoes. Then Peppa and George smooth it over the dough.
I like making pizza.
Peppa says.
It's so fun.
Now it is time to decorate the pizzas.
Can we make happy faces on top?
Peppa asked. Of course we can, replies Daddy Pig. I'll use mushrooms to make eyes and olives for the smile. And I'll use onions for the eyes and basil for the smile, says Mummy Pig. Peppa uses sweet corn for the smile and little tomatoes for the eyes. George has pineapple for the eyes and cheese for the smile. Mummy Pig puts on her oven mitts. Then she places the pizzas in the oven to bake. When the pizzas are done, Peppa, George, Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig eat in the garden. Their pizzas are very good.
These are the best pizzas in the world,
says Peppa. Peppa loves pizza. Everyone loves pizza. The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa's Pumpkin Party. It is a lovely autumn day, and Peppa and George are getting ready for their Halloween party. First, they scoop out a pumpkin to make a lantern. Then Mummy Pig fixes a candle inside and lights it.
Ooh, lovely,
sighs Peppa. Mummy and Daddy Pig help Peppa and George put on their costumes. Peppa is a witch and George is a dinosaur. Peppa cackles. Very witchy, says Mummy Pig.
Dinosaur! Arr!
Growls George. Peppa and George's friends have arrived. Everyone is wearing a spooky Halloween costume. Suddenly, they hear a howl. "Oh!"
What was that? asked Peppa.
"Only me," laughs Danny Dog. "I'm a werewolf." Peppa notices that Emily Elephant has a green face.
What are you, Emily? she asks.
I'm an alien. Blub, blub, blub.
She replies, laughing.
And Edmund is a ghost.
Actually, I'm a paranormal apparition,
corrects Edmund.
That's a clever clog's ghost.
Daddy Pig appears at the door. "Welcome to the party, everyone," he booms. "Come and have some pumpkin pie." Inside, the house is decorated with balloons, cobwebs, and hanging toy bats. Even Madame Gazelle has come to the Halloween party.
Hello, says Susie Sheep. I've come as a vampire.
"A vampire," sighs Madame Gazelle. "That reminds me of home." How strange. Madame Gazelle doesn't seem to have a reflection in the mirror. Daddy Pig puts on some music for everyone to dance to.
I love pumpkin parties,
Peppa shouts.
I love dressing up,
says Susie Sheep. And everyone loves pumpkin pie, says Daddy Pig. The end. Peppa Pig, George's Tractor. Peppa and George were spending the day at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house. "We're very glad you're here," said Grandpa Pig. "You can help us harvest the vegetables."
Hooray!
"Hooray!" cheered Peppa and George, jumping up and down.
Grandpa, what does harvest the vegetables mean?
asked Peppa. "Ho, ho, ho, ho," Grandpa Pig chuckled. "When we harvest the vegetables, it means we pick them so we can eat them."
Ooh, said Peppa. Yummy.
Yummy,
said George, rubbing his tummy.
"Let's go and harvest," said Granny Pig.
"It's a good job we've got our boots on. It's very muddy out here." Peppa and George had lots of fun helping Granny and Grandpa Pig harvest their vegetables. Soon there were huge piles of vegetables all around them.
"What a big harvest, Grandpa!"
gasped Peppa. "Yes, it is, Peppa," replied Grandpa Pig. "The biggest we've had in a long time. Isn't that right, Granny Pig? Granny Pig, where are you?" Peppa, George and Grandpa Pig looked around. They couldn't see Granny Pig anywhere. "Over here!" shouted Granny Pig, poking her head out from a tall pile of carrots. "Ah, there you are," said Grandpa Pig, smiling.
"Granny," said Peppa, "you look a bit carroty."
George giggled.
Daddy eek.
"Next, we need to get all these vegetables into the crates over there," said Grandpa Pig, pointing to the other side of the garden.
"All the vegetables, Grandpa?"
asked Peppa. "Yes," replied Grandpa Pig, "every single one." Everyone looked at the enormous pile of vegetables.
"Oh,"
said Peppa. Peppa, Granny Pig and Grandpa Pig began carrying the vegetables over to the crates.
Wow.
The crates were far away. Peppa looked around.
"Where's George?"
Ooh, tractor,
cried George. He loaded up his toy tractor's trailer with lots of vegetables and moved them over to the crates.
That's very clever, George, said Granny Pig. Your tractor will make this much easier.
Everyone helped George load and unload his tractor.
That's everything,
said Grandpa Pig.
Thank you for your help, Farmer George and Farmer Peppa.
Tractor!
said George.
What are we going to do with all the vegetables now, Grandpa?
asked Peppa.
We can't eat them all, can we? No, Peppa.
I don't think we can eat them all, replied Grandpa Pig.
I know a special place we can take them,
said Granny Pig.
It's somewhere you and George will enjoy visiting.
Yippee! cried Peppa and George. Granny and Grandpa Pig took Peppa and George to a farmer's market.
At a farmer's market, farmers and growers sell their fruits and vegetables,
Granny Pig explained. George was excited to see all the big tractors.
Tractor!
He shouted. George spotted an enormous tractor and pointed.
Big tractor! Wow, that's the biggest tractor I've ever seen, George,
said Granny Pig. While George and Granny Pig went to see the big tractor, Grandpa Pig and Peppa started setting up a stall for their vegetables. Suddenly they heard a loud rumbling noise. It was George on Mr. Badger's tractor, carrying all the crates of vegetables.
Wow, gasped Peppa. George is on a real tractor. Big tractor,
cried George as everybody unloaded the crates.
Thank you, Farmer George, said Grandpa Pig. Now our vegetable stall is ready.
Farmer Pepper and Farmer George had lots of fun selling the vegetables.
Rebecca,
cried Peppa, spotting Rebecca Rabbit.
Come and buy some of our vegetables.
Ooh, what a lot of lovely carrots, said Mummy Rabbit. How did you get them all here?
Big tractor,
said George. I see, said Mummy Rabbit. I would like to buy all your carrots, please. There were lots of customers at the farmer's market. Farmer Pepper, Farmer George, Granny and Grandpa Pig were very busy selling their vegetables. Hello, Farmer Peppa and Farmer George, said Daddy Pig.
Hello, Daddy,
said Peppa.
What would you like?
Said Daddy Pig, looking at the empty stall.
Oh,
said Peppa.
We don't have anything left.
Never mind, said Mummy Pig. It's time to go home now. What would you like for supper?
Carrots, please,
said Peppa. As you've sold all yours, we'll have to get some from the shop, said Mummy Pig. But how will we get there?
Tractor,
cried George. George loved the farmer's market, but he loved tractors even more.
Tractor,
George loves tractors. Everyone loves tractors. The end. Peppa at the petting farm. Peppa, George and Rebecca Rabbit are going to visit a petting farm.
Mummy,
Says Peppa.
what can we do there?
You can feed and stroke tiny little animals, replies Mummy Pig. Ooh, gasps Rebecca.
I love tiny little animals.
Mrs. Badger is the farmer who looks after the tiny little animals.
Wow.
Before we see them, she says, there is one thing we have to do.
Wash our hands,
say Peppa and Rebecca. That's right, says Mrs. Badger. The children go to see the chickens first. Would you like to feed them? asks Mrs. Badger. Peppa, George and Rebecca each take a bag of birdseed. Here, Chicky Chick, calls Peppa. Next, Mrs. Badger has a surprise for everyone. Now, she says, who wants to hold a baby chick? Me, 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 shout the children. Peppa giggles. The chicks are so fluffy and sweet. Soon it's time for the children to wash their hands again and go to see some other animals. These are guinea pigs, says Mrs. Badger. Ooh, cries Rebecca. Look at their cute faces.
and their fluffy little bodies,
says Peppa. Guinea pigs make excellent pets, says Mrs. Badger.
Can we have a pet guinea pig?
asks Peppa.
Please.
Daddy Pig frowns at Mummy Pig. Look at the time, he says. We have to be getting home. Mummy Rabbit comes to collect Rebecca. She has brought the baby twins, Rosie and Robbie.
Baby rabbits are so cute,
says Peppa.
Please can we cuddle them?
Mummy Rabbit nods. There is just one thing to do first. Now Peppa and Rebecca's hands are clean. They can cuddle the twins.
Have you had a nice time today?
asks Mummy Rabbit.
Yes, laughs Peppa. We've had lots of cuddles.
Peppa loves a petting farm. Everyone loves a petting farm. The end. Peppa Pig. Read it yourself. School bus trip. Peppa and her friends are going on a school bus trip.
Hooray!
Is everyone here? says Madame Gazelle. Yes, they say. Everyone loves school trips.
Where are we going for our trip?
says Peppa. We are going to the mountains, says Madame Gazelle. Hooray! Everyone says. They all look out as they go. The bus is going to the top of a big mountain. It is very high up.
Wow!
Come on, bus,
says Peppa. Up, up, up they go. The children sing a song as they go.
La, 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 la.
The bus gets to the top and everyone gets out. Come and look at the big mountains, says Madame Gazelle.
Wow!
Peppa looks at the mountains. She is very high up.
Wow,
She says. Everyone hears.
wow, wow, wow. What was that?
Says Peppa. That was an echo, says Madame Gazelle. It is what you hear when you call out up in the mountains.
Come on, everyone,
says Peppa.
we can all make an echo.
The children call out.
Wow,
They can hear.
wow, wow, wow.
Everyone loves echoes. Come on, children, says Madame Gazelle. It is time for your picnic. Hooray, says everyone.
Where are the ducks? Says Peppa. They love it when we have picnics too.
Peppa and her friends look out for the ducks. Here come the ducks.
Hooray,
Says Peppa.
quack, quack, quack.
Say the ducks. Come here, ducks, says Madame Gazelle.
Yes, come to our picnic, ducks.
Says Peppa. Then the ducks have a big picnic too. It is time to go back to school. The children get in the bus. Then they sing a song as they go back down the mountain. Everyone loves school trips. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.